Hey guys, what's up? Blue Ripper Dude here, and today I am going to be starting a series kind of thing, where I'm going to be going over a bunch of Minecraft mods. I'm going to be doing this daily, and mod number one actually is MrCrayfish's furniture mod. So I've built this little house here. I've got a bunch of chests, and we're gonna decorate it. We'll see how it goes. I've labelled all the chests. I put a couple of things down, but just some basic necessities like windows and doors. Built the rooms, built the floor. But let's begin. So, first of all, we have a bunch of outdoor things. And I will be going over all the recipes for these things. And in case you're wondering, I am using version 1.12.2 because this is the most stable version. And yeah, so for fencing, the way you craft those is with a piece of bone meal and an oak fence, and that'll give you 2 white fences. So let's just kind of outline this in white fences. And now we're going to put a white gate down as well as a white fence. And that is the same except with an oak fence gate, it'll give you 2. And there we go, we've got a nice little gate. So we can get rid of these now. Nice little gate and fences. Next up, we're going to place down a trampoline. Now, the way you craft these is with 4 stone, 3 blue wool, and 1 piece of string, and that will make you a trampoline. Now, you can either have it 1 block, you have it 2 blocks, you can have it really as big as you want. We're just going to make it a 2x2. It even has a nice little sound there. So that's the trampoline. And we're going to add a couple of hedges over here. Let's add the hedges over here. Just a couple of, kind of like leaf walls. Let's get rid of those. The crafting recipe for hedges is just 6 oak leaves, so you'll have to get some shears. And that'll give you 4 oak hedges. Next up we have the doorbell. You craft this with a button, a note block, and oak wood. You place it down, and it makes a nice little sound. Pretty cool. Next up, we're going to put down a park bench. We're going to put this right here. Now, you can sit on this, obviously. It's got a really nice model. You can really choose how big you want it. I don't think you can put it around corners. No, you cannot put it around corners. But we're just going to make it 2 wide. Actually, no, we're going to make it 3 wide. How about that? Next up, we have the mailbox. And this is really cool because, as you can see, it says in the chat there, right-click to claim ownership. So this is now my mailbox, and people can open it. And for the final of the outside items, we're going to have the blue doormat. Now, this isn't technically an outside item, but I'm going to put one down inside. And we're going to make it say... sub and like. There we go. Hint, hint. Anyway, so you might have noticed also we have a nice little sliding door here, and I forgot to show you actually how to craft the doormat. So you craft it with just 6 carpets and it'll give you a doormat. You can edit the text obviously, and you also may have noticed this little sliding door. The way you craft this, it's called a modern sliding door, and the way that you craft this is with 4 white concrete and 2 glass panes in the middle. It's really cool actually. It kind of just slides open, you can slide it back closed, and a nice little sound. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the first chest contents. Next up, we're going to go through the kitchen supplies. Now, I've made a little checkered kind of floor here for the kitchen, and we have quite a lot of stuff we can put down. So let's start off with the kitchen counter. Now, I've chosen blue because blue is my favorite color. Anyway, so the way you craft counters is you get 6 white concrete and some terracotta in the color that you want the countertop. So we can put down some counters. Just pop them all around. If we make a mistake or we need to replace one, we can just break it. Let's just pop them there for now. Maybe a couple here. Okay, so next up we're going to have the kitchen counter drawer. Now, the way you craft these is the same as a normal countertop, except you have a chest in the middle. So we're going to pop one right here. It can hold about 9 items, and it has a nice little sound too. We're also going to grab a sink. Now this is the same, except on the top middle you put a basin as opposed to another piece of terracotta. And we'll get to the basin later when we get to the bathroom. So let's put the sink right here. Now we do need water underneath, so if I just grab a water bucket, we can break that, build that back, grab some terracotta, and now we can use the sink. Okay, now we've got a sink. This is looking pretty nice. Next up, we're going to go for the cabinets. Now the cabinets are pretty much the same, except instead of putting the terracotta on top, you put the terracotta in the middle, and you put a chest in the very middle. And these are basically just little wall cabinets you can put up. They're pretty cool, you know. They can hold 15 things each. You can put food in there or something, maybe. Pretty easy to make. Next up, we have the washing machine. Now, the washing machine is pretty cool because, let's place it down real quick. There we go, washing machine. And this, basically, let's say you just came back. Okay, you know what, hang on. And we're gonna get some soapy water. Some super soapy water and soapy water. Now the super soapy water is crafted with normal soapy water and 8 golden ingots. The soapy water is crafted with a water bucket and soap. The soap is crafted with bone meal, clay, and light blue dye. Oh, and by the way the you craft the washing machine is in fact 7 blocks of quartz, kind of expensive, a piece of glass, and a furnace. So now we're going to put our armor inside the washing machine. We're going to get our super soapy water, and we're going to click start. And it's actually going to regenerate the health on our armor. So now we can press stop. This is all the way up here. And now our beautiful golden armor is back to full durability. Next up, we're going to do the blender. Now the blender is crafted with 4 pieces of glass panes, 4 black wool, and an iron ingot in the middle. And you can place it down basically, and it's actually a really cool thing. I'll go over it in a minute. So next up we have the fridge. The fridge is crafted with 7 blocks of iron, not very cheap. 7 blocks of iron, a chest, and a furnace. Probably one of the most expensive things so far. So let's pop this in the corner. Now I'm not actually sure how this works. Next up we have the oven and the oven range hood. So let's pop it down here. Let's pop the oven down here and the range hood just up here. So as you can see, we've got a nice little thing where you can actually light it up a bit. Now the oven is probably one of the coolest things in this mod. Basically, let's get some raw chicken. 8 raw chicken. Let's put it all in the oven, and it will actually cook without needing any fuel. You can even see it in there. You got it at the top cooking, and you've got cooked chicken that comes out at the bottom. So it's basically a furnace for which you don't need any. You don't really need any. You don't need any fuel, which I think is really cool. And the way that you craft the oven is 8 iron blocks and a furnace, not cheap. And the range hood, you craft it with 4 pieces of iron ingots and a sea lantern. We're just going to leave this cooking here for a bit. Next up, we're going to do the fire alarm. Now the fire alarm is very handy, just in case something goes wrong while you're cooking. So, for example, let's put a fire alarm here, and let's get some flint and steel. If you put a bit of fire underneath the fire alarm, it'll go off, and you can right click it to stop it from alerting you. It lights up and everything. It's pretty cool. It makes a little beeping sound. So just in case someone tries to grief your house, you've got a fire alarm. And the way you craft that is with 4 iron, a note block, and redstone. Next up we have the bin. It's self-explanatory, I guess. So how you craft the bin is you have to have 2 weighted pressure plates, a piece of stone, and 5 iron, just like this. And it's kind of self-explanatory. You put something in the bin, click empty, and it's gone. Toaster and bread slices. So we're gonna put the toaster down right next to the blender. And if you right-click the toaster with bread, it'll go in the toaster, and then if you shift-click, it'll start cooking the toast. So now we just wait a minute. Yep, there you go. So now you got toast, which is pretty cool. And the way you craft the toaster is a piece of stone, 3 black wool, 3 blocks of quartz, iron bars, and a piston. Next up we have the microwave. The microwave is similar to the oven in a way. You place it down, you put something in it, you press start, and it cooks it really fast. And it makes a little beeping sound. The way you craft the microwave is 2 blocks of quartz, 4 iron ingots, 2 glass panes, and a button. It's a pretty cool item. Alright, next up, we're gonna have the table and chair. Now this isn't really a kitchen item per se, but I put it in here anyway. So, let's move this bin. Let's put them right here. We've got some chairs and a table. And what we're going to do, oh by the way, the way you craft them is modern chair, you need 4 white concrete and 3 light grey concrete. And for modern table, you need 4 light grey concrete and 3 white concrete. Slightly more expensive. But what we're going to do here, we're going to actually grab a plate and a cup. So let's place, for example, let's just place a plate here and a cup here. Someone's having maybe some of that toast that we made earlier. You can actually put it on the plate. And now, I guess would be a good time to segue onto the next item we're going to do, is the recipe book. Now this is really cool because if you remember earlier we had the blender. Now we can go to different areas of this book, and it'll tell us how to cook certain things. For example, let's go to the toaster. You can just cook toast. With the chopping board, you can slice normal bread into bread slices. Okay, so let's see. The oven, you can cook all sorts of things. You can cook pretty much anything. Okay, scratch that. The next item is the dishwasher. Dishwasher is exactly the same as the washing machine, except with weapons. We don't really need to explain it anymore. But we're going to make something in our blender. So, go to the blender, and we're going to make a cookies and cream milkshake. So we're going to need a milk bucket and 2 cookies. So let's grab that. Let's put a milk bucket in there, 2 cookies. Oh, milk bucket, 2 cookies. Shift right click. It'll start blending. You'll see it trying to change colour. You'll get the bucket back, and there you go. Now you right click on it with a cup and you've got a cookies and cream milkshake. And by the way, we're going to replace this glass now with a cookies and cream milkshake. So we've got some toast and a milkshake, very nice. We'll leave that in there for now. And the way you get the recipe book, by the way, is off Minebay, which I'll show you later. Next up, we're going to have the knife and the chopping board. Now this right here is actually how you make the bread slices. So if we get some bread, we can put the chopping board down. Let's do it right over here. We can put some bread on the chopping board, and then we can right click it, and it'll give us 6 bread slices, which we can then put in the toaster, obviously. We'll leave that there. We'll put some more bread in the cabinet. Knife, by the way, does 5 attack damage, and you craft it with just a stick and a stone. Very good for 5 attack damage. The chopping board is crafted with 6 oak logs and 3 oak wood slabs. Next up, we're going to have the cookie jar. Now, you craft this with 5 pieces of glass and a piece of black wool. We'll place it right here. So, this can actually hold a bunch of cookies. I'm not sure exactly how many it can store. It can store 6 cookies. 6 cookies in the cookie jar. Yeah, it's a nice little aesthetic, nice way to store things, and it's pretty nice. I just said nice 3 times. Next up, we're going to have the bar stool and, you know, the ceiling light switch, ceiling fan, and oak blinds. Let's move the cookie jar. There we go. Next, we're going to have the oak blinds. Now, you can place these down over windows and then right-click them, and it'll kind of blacken out the room. The way you craft these is with 6 sticks and 3 oak logs, and it'll give you 2 oak blinds. Next up, we have the ceiling fan, which you need 2 iron ingots, a block of redstone, white concrete, and grey concrete to make. And this is a pretty cool item, and it kind of pairs with this, the light switch, which you use 8 white concrete and a lever to craft. Now, how the light switch works, if you just place it down, it won't do anything. But if you right-click the thing that you want to activate with it, and then you place it down, and then you click it, it'll actually start, the ceiling fan will actually start rotating, which I think is pretty cool. This is just for wireless communication with the ceiling fan. You can right click it to stop it or start it, and the same goes for the ceiling light, you know. You can turn it on or off, or you can get a light switch. What we're going to do though, we're going to grab both a light over here, and we're going to grab a light switch on there, light switch on there. They're both set to that, so it'll turn the light and the ceiling fan on at the same time. Very nice. Next up is the bar stool. I've got red here. You use whatever color wool you'd like for the top, 3 cyan terracotta and 2 blocks of quartz. And you can kind of place this wherever you want. We can replace these so you can sit on your bar stool in peace. And yeah, it's kind of cool. So that's it for the kitchen. So let's turn the light off and everything. And let's move on to the next room, which is the living room. Now, I didn't find a lot of stuff for the living room, so we're just going to breeze through this one. I will, however, I'll grab another light and a light switch. Next up is the modern TV stand, and you need 4 grey concrete, a chest, and a modern table to craft this. You can place this down, and then you can place your modern TV on top, which is 5 pieces of iron, 3 glass panes, and a piece of redstone. Now, I don't know how the modern TV works, but you can interact with the TV stand, hold 9 items. I'm not even going to try and get the modern TV to work because I've tried it before and I couldn't get it to work for the life of me. But first of all, let's actually put a light here. Interact with that. Nice little, there we go, nice little light switch. So now we can put a couch down, and how you craft a couch is just 6 pieces of whatever colour wool you want. Now, I'm going to make a couch that kind of loops around like this. There we go, nice comfy couch to watch TV on. Very nice. Now let's come over here. Let's get rid of this and this. And I'm going to put a coffee table down now. And the way you craft a coffee table is just 5 pieces of wood in a helmet fashion. And we can pop a coffee table down. Now I believe you can actually, yeah, you can actually put things on the coffee table. One thing. So let's put, and that is it for the living room, other than this one thing. The digital clock. Now we're gonna put this digital clock. Now this will tell the time that Minecraft is at. I currently have daylight cycle off, so let me just turn that on. So if I put it to true, it will actually move every second or so, and it's pretty cool. It tells the time in digital time. And I believe if I get some red dye here and right click it, it will actually change the text to that color. And the way you craft a digital clock is simply 6 iron, a piece of lapis lazuli, a clock, and some redstone. And that is it for the living room. So now we're going to turn the light off to not waste electricity. And now we're going to move on to the bathroom. We have about 7 items here that we're going to use. I'm going to need the light again. Okay, so first of all, let's go into the bathroom. Now you'll notice the window is a little higher on this, so people can't peek in at you having a bath. So first of all, let's put kind of the name of the room down, the bath. Now, similar to the sink, you will also need some water for this to work. You can fit 2 people in there, and yeah, the way you craft the bathtub is 5 blocks of quartz and a button. Kind of expensive for a bath. So let's go to a different thing. Let's go to the shower now. And the shower head, they kind of come as a duo. Now with the shower, you need 6 blocks of quartz and 3 pieces of glass. With the shower head, you need 3 pieces of stone and 3 pieces of iron. And if you just stand in here, you know, and then right click the shower head, and you'll be taking a shower. It's pretty cool. It's got a little animation. Next up is the wall cabinet. This is similar to the kitchen ones, except it holds a little bit less, and it has a nice little GUI actually. So let's pop one wall cabinet, and the way you craft these is 8 blocks of quartz and a singular chest in the middle. You know, nice little aesthetic for your bathroom. You need some meds in there. And yeah, next up is the mirror. And for a mirror, you need 4 blocks of iron, 4 iron ingots, and a white stained glass pane. Now the mirror is super cool, because if you place it down, it actually shows your reflection. And you can place a bunch down if you really want to, but I'll just put one down. You know. Next up is the basin. The basin costs 4 blocks of quartz, a singular iron ingot, and 2 buttons, and this is fairly similar to the one in the kitchen. If we just grab some water, you craft this with 5 blocks of quartz and a button, and this is the most important necessity for the bathroom, because if you press G, and that's the bathroom. Need I say more? I'm going to put the bathroom light switch outside the bathroom, just in case, you know, it's not really good to have there we go. And finally, we have the bedroom supplies. Now, there are quite a few things in here, so let's start off with, we've already done the modern chair, so I won't have to go over the recipe for that. The computer, the desk, the photo frame, the stereo, the curtains, the bedside cabinet, the modern bed, the modern light, and obviously the light switch. So first of all, let's go for the modern light. So we put down a modern light here. Put down a modern light here. Right click with the light switch, and then we place the light switch down, and it's a very nice light. The way you craft the modern light is with 3 glass panes, a piece of glowstone, and 2 grey concrete, and that'll make 4 modern lights, which isn't bad. Next up, we have the modern bed. Now for this, you're going to need a bed of your colour and 4 grey concrete. It'll just make it look a bit nicer, you know. So let's pop this over here. There we go, a nice modern bed. So next up, we are going to go over the bedside cabinet. The bedside cabinet can be crafted with 7 oak planks and 2 chests. You can place it next to your bed, obviously. It can hold 9 items, and more importantly, you can put a stereo on it. You craft a stereo with 3 iron ingots, a jukebox, 2 note blocks, and a piece of iron. Not the cheapest thing. If you right click it, it will play music from Minecraft, which yeah, I think is pretty cool. So next up is the curtains. Now the curtains, you require 2 gold ingots and 5 of your wool of choice. That'll make 2 curtains. I'm going to pop 3 down here, and this works the same as the blinds, it just looks a little different. Personally, I prefer the curtains, and they're kind of cool. Next up, we're going to go for the computer. Now, first of all, let's pop down a chair and a desk. Now, you make a desk with 4 planks of your choice and 3 of the same log. Now, desks can be as long as you want. You can even put them around corners if you like. I'm just going to keep mine nice and basic with 2. And I'm going to put a computer on it. The computer is crafted with 7 blocks of iron, a piece of redstone, and a glass pane. And the computer is really cool because if we grab some emeralds, we can actually go shopping on Minebay. So let's put my emeralds in here, and I am going to buy a Silk Touch enchanted book. So let's press buy. It has extra speedy delivery, and it will give us the Silk Touch enchanted book. You can order that as many times as you want, and it's pretty cool. Let's turn the light on. Next up, we have the printer. Now the printer is crafted with 5 pieces of stone, 2 blocks of iron, a piece of redstone, and a piece of paper. It plays the dynamics and anvil sound, and I'm not sure exactly how this works. You'll have to do a bit of research there, but it looks kind of cool. It goes next to your computer, and yeah. And finally, we have the photo frame. Now the photo frame, the photo frame is a really cool thing, because you can get a photo URL and you can actually paste it into the photo frame, and if you press stretch to border, you probably want to do that. You can put your image inside Minecraft, which I think is really cool. So this image is a picture of my friend's cat, for an example. But you can do pretty much anything. But I'm pretty sure that is all we have for this mod. Oh wait. And the way you craft the blue photo frame is 6 concrete of your choice, a single wooden plank, an item frame, and a glass pane. And that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new. You may know I'm trying to beat Den Games to 100 subs, so it'd be great if you could help me out. And yeah, I'm going to be doing these daily, so make sure to turn on notifications if you don't want to miss another one. And if you're still here, for anyone who's still here, tomorrow's mod is going to be Carpenter's Blocks, and I may mix in an extra mod. Also, feel free to leave a comment on what mods you want me to do next. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.